and Cooper's career was ended due to injury. Arch Manning's career is going to be ended due to being shitty. Or should I say Pitt, bitch? Y'all ain't doing nothing. Pitt's been irrelevant since Kenny Pickett left in 2021. Yeah! Well, you want to know what Clemson is? Not shit. I am over Colorado's shit. Over. One of the biggest things as a fan base that we always say, you don't lose to Vanderbilt. As they fucking should be, dead last, because you fucking suck and you're dog shit. Okay? Good.
We are the adults in the room. We are the locker room leaders. We are the gateway to this company. We are the faces of WWE. And we could be Ms. K.O.
Your turn. RKO out of nowhere. This is where the Miz needs to be relentless. Going for it again, Corey. Gordon sends it coming that time. No RKO there. Looking for a quick one from the Miz to advance. There it is! RKO!
Becoming a world champion. I talked so much about it. It made me sick. It made me sick. So now I'm not here to talk about it anymore. Now I am here to do it! 2026 is here, and I am coming for the WWE Championship!
Nick Aldis called me. He dialed 1-800. Whoop that. Said, Trick Willie, we need you on SmackDown. SmackDown's missing a little something. It needs some flavor. It needs some pizzazz. It needs some of that only what you can bring, Trick Willie. He said we need someone that's tall, dark, and handsome.
Well, Trick.
Hold on, Sammy, I wasn't done talking. I could take off this coat. I could take off these shades. I could take off these lemon pepper steppers. And I'm still 6'5", 250 pounds. In other words, Trick Williams is a grown-ass man. And that's what Nick Aldis is trying to say. We need someone here at SmackDown who can challenge for that championship. We need somebody here who looks good, who looks like a champion. Damn it, Sami Zayn, I'm here to be world champion.
Now, the back door's open. It's only a matter of time for Damian Priest to send Brock to the back of the ambulance. Shut the doors and end this thing.
You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing.
That's what I thought. Nothing.
Through Punk, through the table. Straps are down. It's spear time. Punk though. Punk got the knee up. He intercepted. Punk intercepted Breaker.
I think Braun might be out already.
Punk with a GTS. Go to sleep. Cover. CM Punk retains the world title. Top of the desk. Crossroads. They just took out the announce desk. A crossroads through the reinforced desk.
Oh, what a beatdown of... Oh, my
Whoa!
God!
He just punched Cody Rhodes. Fatu is losing his mind.
Completely lost the plot.
Absolutely losing his mind. They fight on.
Oh, God!
Meanwhile,
Take a look.
Drew McIntyre.
It's gonna be-
Drew McIntyre.
Here is your winner, and new undisputed WWE Champion, Drew McIntyre!
I very much look forward to finding out who my next challenger is gonna be. Thank you, Dusseldorf.
Well, this is very interesting, especially because of what Liv Morgan said to Finn Balor just a bit ago. Telling Finn Balor, you promised to carry Judgment Day on your back.
Because next week we're in Belfast, Ireland. And it's gonna be the Punk versus the Priest. And there's gonna be a new Irish World Heavyweight Champion.
Because at the end of the night, I'm gonna be standing on your chest with the ring announcer saying, and still, heavyweight champion of the world, Steve!
Back of the head. And now the Exploder. Sami Zayn trying to be the last to qualify for the #1 contender fatal four-way. Oh, and he landed it perfectly, Corey. Fatu and Rhodes.
But the damage has been done, and Nick Aldis has reached this decision, Joe.
This is happening, Corey. This is happening next week at Saturday night's main event from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu. That'll be streaming next Saturday night. We're 8 days away.
8 years ago, you were the best in the world. For one night.
Because what should have been the highest of highs for me in an instant became the lowest of lows because of you.
I understand where you're coming from, but you gotta stop living in the past. Time moves forward. No. I'm not living in the past. I'm living in chaos. I'm gonna do to you what you do to me. I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna laugh in your face. And I'm gonna take your career. And I'm gonna alter it. Forever.
Well. How's it going, everybody? Happy Saturday, January 17th, 2026. Happy New Year to all of you. My hiatus is over for the time being. I don't really have an explanation behind it. I just kind of got sidetracked with other stuff, and I just haven't been creating content. But New Year, and the channel's still here, so that's all that matters. We're introducing WWE into the channel. As you've seen, a lot has gone down, and there's more than that. I just only put a few select, feuds on this intro. But nonetheless, we've had 3 SmackDowns, 2 Raws to start the year. We got Raw this coming up Monday at a special start time of 3 p.m. Eastern Time in Ireland. I'm very much looking forward to that. But I figured we could go ahead and recap what has happened so far. So SmackDown, January 2nd, 2026. We had a loaded slate. It kicked off by The Miz coming out and doing a promo. He listed off his grievances from 2025 and basically established himself as the locker room leader of 2026. And that is when WWE's Apex Predator Randy Orton returned after 91 days away. And he came out, and at first it looked like he was going to quote-unquote form a tag team with The Miz, but we all know Randy better than that. He RKO'd The Miz twice, and that is how The Miz started his new year, and that's how Randy started his new year. After that, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss defeated the women's tag team champions, Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend in a very good match. After that, Matt Cardona defeated Kit Wilson. Sami Zayn did a promo. He pretty much talked about how, he's tired of the same thing happening every year, where he talks about, how bad he wants a title and, basically the underdog mentality and whatnot. He said he's tired of it. And Sami Zayn came out and pretty much called his shot and said he's winning a title in 2026, specifically the WWE title. And right as he was getting into the good parts of the promo, NXT's very own Trick Williams has been promoted to the main roster, came out and confronted Sami Zayn and told him there's basically a new sheriff in town, and that Nick Aldis called him up to, spark new life to SmackDown and WWE as a whole, and that he wants world gold. And it's a pretty interesting promo. United States champion Carmelo Hayes defeated Johnny Gargano. And then finally, to close out SmackDown, because I don't really care about the women's United States title stuff right now. It's kind of boring and not really important to me. We had Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre with a promo. Drew McIntyre revealed the elements of the 3 stages of a Hell match as a traditional singles match, and then a Falls Count Anywhere match, and then to close it off with a Steel Cage match. Then Drew McIntyre continued his mental games with Cody Rhodes, and he attacked him mentally by burning a picture of Cody Rhodes and his father, Dusty Rhodes. And then the main event of January 2nd was an ambulance match between Damian Priest and Aleister Black. I'm hoping that feud's finally over. It was SmackDown's first ever ambulance match, and Priest and Black had a brutal match, resulting in Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega interfering. And as you saw in the intro, Damian Priest was able to finally put Aleister Black away after like a half a year feud, and everybody's hoping that feud's over, but who knows with Aleister Black. But Priest is now, set on trying to win the WWE Championship. We'll see how that goes, but that'll conclude the January 2nd show. Now let's go to Raw on January 5th. This one was also a pretty good one. This was the Stranger Things edition of Raw. It started off by Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defeating the Kabuki Warriors to capture the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. That was a very popular win. Then we had AJ Styles Gunther promo. That was also in this intro of this video. It led to AJ Styles bitch slapping Gunther because nobody likes Gunther because he's an asshole and has literally done nothing to warrant any sort of push or any sort of anything that he's trying to do and brag about, because he beat a 58-year-old Goldberg and retired him, and then he beat a 48-year-old John Cena, and he's pushing 40 himself, and he doesn't have a whole lot of accolades. He has more accolades when he was Walter. So I don't want to hear about Gunther and how great he is. Is he a good heel? Nah, there's better heels out there than him, in my opinion. But everybody hates him, so he's doing something right. But no, I don't understand the hype behind Gunther anymore. And then Becky Lynch defeated Maxine Dupree to reclaim the Women's Intercontinental title. Nobody gives a shit. The Usos came out and did a promo, pretty much just telling them that they run the tag teams on Raw and that, the Usos are back and this and that, and, classic yeet, no yeet stuff there. Raquel Rodriguez decided to be a complete and utter bitch and attack Stephanie Vakir, an injured Stephanie at that. And Raquel showed her true colors, no more Miss Nice Girl or whatever the hell she's trying to do there. Liv Morgan defeated Lyra Valkyria. And then the World Heavyweight Championship match was one of the best matches I've seen in a long time. CM Punk versus Braun Breaker. Punk was able to retain over Braun Breaker, and that definitely halted the momentum of the Vision. And Punk has a very bright future ahead of him. Division were trying to make themselves known during the match too. Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, they were all trying to basically screw Punk over. And Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Penta neutralized that attack. And it, got the Division out of there, and it came down to Punk and Breaker at the end. Breaker, did his signature take off his thing and go back and forth from the ropes and tried to spear Punk, and Punk reversed him. And this was after Breaker and Punk went through the table. They did all that stuff outside the ring. And then that final spear attempt, Punk reversed. Braun Breaker didn't even get a spear in the match. And he was able to try one more. And Punk was able to ultimately turn that into a go to sleep, a GTS as most call it, and retain his World Heavyweight Championship. That'll conclude the January 5th recap. Let's go to SmackDown January 9th. This is where things really started getting heated. Let's go ahead and scroll back up to the top here. Randy Orton came out to pretty much, welcome himself back and talk to the people. Trick Williams came out during Randy's promo, and they exchanged words, and it was a very good promo. I definitely suggest going to check that out. Why Trick Williams thought it was a good idea to come out and talk to Randy Orton, I have no idea, because, number one, they're the same height. Randy Orton weighs more. Randy Orton has more accolades, and they're nowhere near the same superstar. But Trick, I can give him some credit. He has a lot of confidence, but like Randy said, does he have brains? Because, some of the people he stepped up to isn't very smart. Undertaker and Randy Orton, I could see Sami Zayn, but Undertaker and Randy Orton, I think he needs to wrestle a few more years in the main roster before he has the shot to do that. Then The Miz came out and tried to attack Randy during all that, and Randy delivered a third RKO to The Miz. And then Trick Williams right after that defeated Rey Fenix in a one-on-one. It was a pretty good match. After that, Alexa Bliss had a United States title shot against, I'm just going to call them the Bitchers. And Charlotte Flair was apparently sick. I think that's bullshit. And Alexa Bliss got screwed over. The MFTs defeated the Wyatt family, Wyatt 6, whatever the hell you want to call them, and took the lamp. Pissed everybody off. Literally pissed everybody off. Very disrespectful in my opinion. And then Jordynne Grace defeated Alba Fire, which led to Jade Cargill coming out and saying that she's this bitch and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something about Jade Cargill. She has faced not a single damn person worth a shit. Nobody worth a damn. Jordynne Grace is probably the toughest opponent she has, gone into whatever with. And honestly, if Jordynne Grace and Jade Cargill were to go against each other right now, unscripted, Jordynne Grace would beat the shit out of her. So, I'm that bitch. Yeah, you're a bitch, but you ain't nobody's, that bitch. You're just a bitch that nobody likes. So, then Carmelo Hayes defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in a United States title match. It was a very good match. Came right down to the wire. All the United States men's matches have been good, with Sami Zayn, Ilya Dragunov, and Carmelo Hayes holding the titles the last 3 times. They've been very good matches. So, shout out to Shinsuke, too. Glad he's back and doing stuff. And then finally, the main event, it was an hour-long commercial-free match, the 3 Stages of Hell match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre won the first traditional match. Cody Rhodes won the no holds barred, falls count anywhere thing match. He even jumped off the stands onto Drew McIntyre. It was a crazy match. I definitely recommend going to watch it. And then in the third match, which was the steel cage one, Rhodes had McIntyre beat. McIntyre was down and out. Then Jacob Fatu comes out and distracts both of them. Fatu starts beating the hell out of McIntyre. Then he goes to beat the hell out of Rhodes. And then Rhodes pinned in the corner, and McIntyre literally rolled out of the steel cage. And he is now your new WWE champion. Let's go to Raw on January 12th. This Raw was very good too. And I'm excited to see this was the most recent Raw, January 12th. And we're about to see a lot of shit unravel on the 19th. I'm very eager for that. Let's go ahead and do the recap here. So the women's tag team division on Raw is heating up. as Rio is now your tag team champions. The Kabuki Warriors, the Judgment Day, and Bailey and Lyra Valkyria came out, and they had a big brawl on who should be the number one contender for the tag team titles and whatnot, which later resulted in a triple threat tag team match between those three later on in the show. But before that, Javon Evans defeated Bravo Americano one-on-one. I don't even understand the Americano storyline. They're fucking worthless in my opinion. It's good to see Javon Evans, though. Then after that, CM Punk came out talking about how, he finally has put the vision behind him. And, he did. That was a very impressive win and whatnot. And he was looking forward to the next opponent he was going to face. And then Finn Balor's music struck. And me being a, member of Balor Club, I've been a Finn Balor fan for a long time. Balor is going to get a title shot. They're going to try to push him by the looks of it. It's going to be on Raw, January 19th in Ireland. So not only is Balor going to get a title shot, he's going to get it in front of his home crowd. Now, he said he's not going to be alone. He told Punk he does not have to worry about JD or Dom. He said he's not going to be alone, though. I highly doubt Liv or Roxy or Raquel are going to interfere. I'd be shocked. It's either he means he's going to have the home crowd behind him, or potentially we might finally see the Demon King be released. I'm not real sure, but regardless, I'm wishing Finn the best, and I have no issues with CM Punk. I'm looking forward to that match. It's going to be a good one. Speaking of Liv Morgan and Roxy, they ended up winning that triple threat tag team match, and they are now the number one contenders for the titles. And keep in mind, Liv Morgan had the tag team titles at one time with Raquel, and she got hurt, and Roxy took that over. And when the Judgment Day lost those, technically Liv Morgan never lost that title on her own hands. So I'm actually kind of happy for them, because Liv might get her titles back that she never really lost. And then Raquel once again was a bitch and attacked an injured Stephanie Vaquer, per usual. And then to end off the night, Penta and Dragon Lee versus Bronson Reed and Austin Theory resulted in just a whole bunch of just shit. I mean, it was a lot to take in. Braun Breaker came out of nowhere and speared the shit out of Dragon Lee, beat the shit out of Penta. Adam Pearce ended up coming out, and I have never seen Pearce that mad. You would almost think Pearce and Braun Breaker were going to have a match. They put their hands on each other, and Adam Pearce ended up suspending Braun Breaker. Now, obviously, I doubt that's going to matter, because all Braun Breaker has to do is go to SmackDown and be an asshole. But we'll see how that ends up working on Raw in 2 days. And then finally, Gunther defeated AJ Styles by bullshit means. Bullshit means. Gunther was down and out. AJ Styles worked on his legs the entire match, and he had him in a submission. Gunther clearly tapped. He tapped to AJ Styles. Everybody saw it, but the ref didn't fucking see it. And Gunther got him with a powerbomb and ultimately won the match. So, another bullshit-ass Gunther win. So, and I think the reason they had that happen is because Gunther might retire AJ Styles with our luck. So, yeah, that's how Raw ended on January 12th. And then finally, last night's SmackDown. It was also a good one. It started off by Drew McIntyre coming out as our champion, promoting himself, and he was interrupted by Randy Orton. Orton pretty much said he's coming after Drew. He's beat him before for the title, and he can do it again. And I think a lot of people want Randy to get 15. I know I do, consider he's my number one favorite wrestler. That'd be really cool to see him strike gold. And honestly, just think about this. My top 3 favorite wrestlers are Randy Orton, Finn Balor, and Cody Rhodes. Just imagine Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble, ties Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then Randy somehow beats Drew at the Rumble. That could set up a long-awaited Randy Orton-Cody Rhodes title match. And then imagine after all that shit, Cody Rhodes gets gold again. That would be so funny. So funny. And then The Miz and Randy faced off in a number one contenders match. There were a few of them to set up a fatal four-way at Saturday Night's main event next week. Randy was able to defeat The Miz The Miz delivered a few skull-crushing finales, but that's pretty much all he could do to Randy. Threw him through the table a few times, but that didn't matter. Randy Orton was able to come through and deliver his 4th RKO of 2026, all being to The Miz. Now, hopefully, we are surely to see Randy Orton get an RKO to somebody not named The Miz, either next Friday or Saturday. We shall see, though. Then we had Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss going against, Kiana James and Giller Really Yilla Bitch, the United States Champion. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss were able to win and get revenge for last week. Cody Rhodes came out and did a promo and declared himself the number 1 entrant for the 2026 Royal Rumble. Because Drew, there was a clause in the whole 3 Stages of Hell match and all that shit with Nick Aldis and Drew talking and whatever the hell. There was a clause saying that Cody Rhodes will not get a rematch. Well, Rhodes pretty much said, okay, well, I'll do it the old school way. He's going to start number 1 in the Rumble, and if he's able to go through 29 other people, not only will he'll tie Stone Cold Steve Austin with 3 Rumble wins, he'll get a title shot. Rather it be to Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, or the other 3 guys we're about to talk about who won their matches to get into the Fatal 4-Way at Saturday Night's main event next week. Speaking of that, Trick Williams is the 2nd guy to lock into the Fatal 4-Way match. He beat Matt Cardona. And then Rhodes came back out, and it was during a Jacob Fatu promo. They had a big brawl. The refs were involved, and that's going to set up a Cody Rhodes-Jacob Fatu match at Saturday Night's main event. That is going to be an interesting one. Then we had our 3rd number 1 contenders match, Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa. It did not matter what the MFTs did. It would not be enough. The Wyatts came out and messed with the MFTs, ultimately leaving Solo alone. And Priest was able to defeat Solo Sikoa, and I'm happy about that. He'll be the 3rd of 4 guys to compete at the Fatal 4-Way Saturday Night's main event. And then we had a United States Championship match between Carmelo Hayes and Leon Slater. It was also a really good one. I'm telling you, all the United States Championship matches have been good, and Melo still don't miss. Jordan Grace and Chelsea Green had a match. Grace won with ease. And then Chelsea Green tried attacking Jordan Grace at the end of the match and ultimately instead attacked Jade Cargill, sent Jade Cargill flying, and then Jordan Grace hoisted the WWE Women's Championship and then threw it at Jade Cargill. So that feud's going to get interesting. It'd be nice for Jade to actually face somebody real for once. Fucking pussy. And then the main event was Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. Ilya put up just an amazing fight, but he wasn't enough, and Sami Zayn was able to beat him. And then after the match, Trick Williams came out and attacked Sami, and that's how SmackDown ended. So that's all our storylines so far. So as we go on, we prepare for Raw in 2 days. I'm excited to see if Finn can strike gold. I'm back on YouTube. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will make a video probably Tuesday recapping Raw. I'm going to try to do that. And I'm going to try to start implementing some NASCAR previews as well, because, NASCAR is in under a month now. I do apologize for the long hiatus, but we are back. And I'm full in to WWE right now. And NASCAR's coming up. I might also recap what happened in the college football playoff, because, I've been quiet with that. And I'll also probably release my final top 25 after the national title game. So, this has been Noah Livingston. You've been watching the debut of WWE to the channel. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.